deaths that happened during the pandemic, 300,000 deaths that happened, excess deaths that happened. How can you then make a very good proposal on this if they were not aware of what happened in the Philippines? I am sure it also happened in different countries.
So, good afternoon to our colleagues, resource persons, and guests. Welcome to the joint meeting of the Committee on Public Order and Safety and the Committee on Human Rights. This is our 5th joint meeting, and hopefully today we will be able to finally resolve all the issues raised in the House Resolution number 1481 and address the concerns discussed in the previous meetings. Kahapon po ay natanggap ng aking opisina ang official copy ng amendments to the International Health Regulation o IHR na inadapt ng 77th World Health Assembly na naganap sa Geneva, Switzerland noong May 27 hanggang June 1, 2024. Ang dokumentong ito ay galing mismo sa ating Department of Health. Ang mga representatives ng DOH na nagpunta sa nasabing World Health Assembly ay inimbitahan ng committee ngayong araw para may paliwanag sa taong bayan ang mga pinag-uusapan doon at mga opisyal na posisyon ng ating bansa ukol dito. Napaka-importante na may klaro ng DOH sa atin ang mga adopted amendments sa IHR na ang Pandemic Treaty, Convention or Accord na kasalukuyang pinag-uusapan ngayon ng mga member states sa Kongreso. Dapat din klaruhin ng DOH kung ano ang mga obligasyon ng ating bansa ukol dito at kung ano ang implikasyon kung sakaling hindi ito ma-ratify. Bago po tayo mag-umpisa, ay nais kong pasalamatan ang lahat ng dumalo sa ating pagpupulong ngayong hapon. Maraming po salamat. At magsisimula na po tayo after the preliminary remarks of the Chairman of the Committee on Human Rights.
Salamat po, Chairman, sa aking mga colleagues and fellow members of the participating committees, resource persons na kaharap po natin ngayon, and our guests. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Thank you again for sharing your time with us as we convene for this joint hearing of the Committee on Human Rights and the Committee on Public Order and Safety. Of course, the purpose of every legislative inquiry is to dive into the facts so that we can study the issues before us and make recommendations that will redound to the benefit of our people. The issues in this case include, as has been mentioned already by our Chairman of Committee Public Safety, the possible ratification of the Pandemic Treaty and the International Health Regulation or IHR within the context of the close to 300,000 excess deaths that were reported by the PSA in 2021. To accomplish this task, it is essential for us to gather all the relevant information and necessary data to understand the various facets of all these issues. This, as we have learned, is a challenge in itself, as we have encountered concerns with regards to the data itself. Nevertheless, we must soldier on and maximize what we have. It goes without saying that we must ensure that our recommendations and actions are informed and serve the public good. As we proceed, I want to emphasize that we are here to listen, to inquire, to discuss, to deliberate, and ultimately to recommend actions that will safeguard the health of our people while respecting their rights. I again would like to extend my thanks to all our resource persons for their input and expertise. Your contributions are vital to the productivity and success of these hearings. I invite everyone here to engage constructively so that together we can navigate the issues on hand with the diligence they deserve. So in closing, I'd like to share a passage from the good book that underscores the value of every life and the significance of a task before us. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord. Let this be a reminder of our shared duty to protect and cherish the lives of our fellow citizens and our collective responsibility to promote the welfare of our kaubayan. Maraming salamat po.
The resource persons present are the following from the Department of Health: Assistant Secretary Frances Cheryl Ontalan. From the Epidemiology Bureau, Director Alethea de Guzman. From the Bureau of Quarantine, Director Ferdinand Salcedo. From PhilHealth, the COO, Attorney Eli Dino Santos. And from the Food and Drug Administration, Director Cecilia Matienzo. We also have with us from DOH, Attorney Carmela Ojano and Ms. Athena De Guzman. From the DFA, Deputy Assistant Secretary Ambrosio Bryan Enciso III and Ms. Gladys Brohan. From the Philippine Statistics Authority, Engineer Marisa Grande, the Assistant National Statistician, Ms. Marjorie Villaver, and Ms. Nerissa Palangos. From the Lunas Pilipinas, CDCPH and Legal Light Workers for Life and Liberty, Ms. Sally Ann Clark, Attorney Christine Barbara Bellio, Attorney Alan Landrito, Dr. Godofredo Dalmachon, Ms. Sherry Patino, Ms. Janine Faye Tagarda, Ms. Joy De Los Reyes, Attorney Fidel Borja, Attorney Aaron Sagilon, Dr. Romeo Quijano, and Dr. Jade Del Mundo. That's all, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Extent of your participation here, no? Are you just observers, or you're allowed to debate or articulate or make some amendments to the international health regulation?
Sir, the participants during the WGIHR were allowed po to, we saw what were the amendments being negotiated on, and we were also the ones relaying the positions if there is a need from the country. We just like to relay throughout the.
Can you give us an example
Yes,
of the amendments that you made?
Sir,
The international health regulations? You have a
Sir.
copy there, right?
yes, sir.
So you could be able to give me an example of the amendment that you made.
Sir, from the Philippines, we actually
Unless
did.
otherwise, you just participated and said, okay, yes.
Sir, we didn't
Eh,
have.
ano nangyayari niyan sa international thing natin, puro yes na lang tayo eh. I think we ought to be involved in that, isn't it?
Yes, we were actively involved,
So
sir.
give
but
me an
from-
example of your amendment.
Sir, from the from our delegation, one of the principles po that we always parang fought for was to ensure that we maintain, number one, the principle of sovereignty, sir. So we ensured that the regulations po would say that it is by accordance with national law or it takes into consideration po ng ating local context.
You have a copy of that, no?
Yes,
You have
sir.
the copy of the international health regulations. I have a copy of it, no?
Yes.
Can
Mr.
you
Chair.
just show me any paragraph or any kind of recommendation you made in this international health regulation?
Sir, let me
Can
just.
you read? Can
Apo.
you read that to me here?
Sir, let me just pull up. I'll just get. I don't have the.
Go ahead. I
full
want to
copy,
find
sir.
out. I want to find
But-
out. I
okay.
want to find out the extent of your participation.
Okay,
You
sir.
know, I want to find out if the Filipino delegation is not only a yes person here.
Yes, sir. I think, sir. Well, I'll just wait po for the copy if I can ask for the ano. But sir, another po that we did note is on Article 3 on principles, wherein the original IHR text, sir, did note following human dignity, respect for human dignity po. But we were also amongst those who supported the inclusion of the principles on equity
Yeah, I know.
and
I want you to read
solidarity.
to me the
Yes, sir.
amendment that you made. Basahin mo sa akin. Okay, so I'll find out that you are actually participating in the writing of the amendment.
Hindi, we supported lang. Supported lang. Sir, let me just, I'm looking for that specific article I mentioned po. So, sir, on Article 3, Principles, it's the first paragraph wherein the original
Article 3
IHR...
principles.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
The original IHR text stated, the implementation of these regulations shall be with full respect for the dignity, human rights, and fundamental freedom of persons. So that's the original text, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
However, when our other delegates proposed the inclusion of principles on equity and solidarity. It's one of those that the Philippines support because we felt that it is important for us to be better prepared and be able to respond quickly, that we have equitable access to technology, know-how, health products, and solidarity to ensure that not just one country, but all countries are actually able to have the needed core capacities to say that we are more health secure.
The amendment here, in Article 3 principles.
Yes, sir.
Number 1, the amendment here on the implementation of these regulations
Yes, sir.
with full respect for the dignity and human rights is and shall promote equity and solidarity. Were you the ones that made the amendment?
Sir, we weren't the ones who proposed that amendment. But
you were
when
the
it
ones who
was
proposed it?
No, sir. The Philippines wasn't the state party who proposed that amendment. But when that was proposed and presented po to the working group, we were amongst those who supported po that amendment.
Let me ask, how many were the participants there?
Sir,
All together.
Sir, all state parties.
All state parties, so ibig sabihin, daan yan.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Now, are these people aware of what happened in the Philippines during the pandemic time, where all of those 300,000 excess deaths happened? Are they aware of that?
I cannot answer, sir.
You
if they
cannot
were
answer.
aware
It
po.
means that you did not in any way make them aware of what happened in the Philippines during the pandemic.
Sir, I am unsure if they are fully aware, but I do remember that if there are informal sessions, we
I
do
think
relate
if you are keeping a data of that, I think it is your duty to make them aware, isn't it? Because how could you be able to make rules like this and amend it if, for example, like the World Health Organization is not even aware of the killing or of the deaths that happened during the pandemic? 300,000 deaths that happened, excess deaths that happened. How can you then make a very good proposal on this if they were not aware of what happened in the Philippines? I am sure it also happened in different countries. But of course, ang concern natin ang Pilipinas. But the thing is this, lahat tayo rito naniniwala that we have more than 300,000 excess deaths, whether they died because of the COVID or they died because of the vaccine. You know, hindi na pinag-uusapan niya. Pinag-uusapan dito, we have a record of more than 300,000 excess deaths in the country during the pandemic period. And I'm just asking you if you made them aware of that, because it must be the Filipino delegation that should make it aware, that should make the World Organization aware of what happened in this country.
Mr. Chair, as to the excess deaths, that is something that I am unsure if the delegations were not aware of. What we shared was the experience of the country and how we also had multiple spikes of cases, and how we also were challenged po in responding to the pandemic, especially at the start. And that is why the goal of the IHR is to strengthen those capacities po.
Ito lang, Director, you know what? Ang problema natin sa inyo, DOH, you're acting as professionals, di ba? You're not acting as people who are concerned for the plight of the Filipinos. Am I wrong or right?
Of course not, sir.
Of
We are
course
very
not. Of course
concerned
not.
of
That
the
would be
plight of the
the best
Filipinos.
answer for it. Pero alam nyo, attorney, for example, director, you are all professionals. And I hope that you are not just acting like a lawyer or a doctor or patient, but you're acting also as one concern for the plight of the Filipinos. And I mean, itong hearing na itong pinag-uusapan natin, yung dami ng napatay. This is not only a concern of the Committee on Public Order, but a concern of the Committee on Human Rights. So, may data kayo nito, di ba? I mean, for several hearings, we have been talking about the data. Are you keeping a data of this? Do you have a complete data of this? Hindi nyo nga kami masagot on your complete data on this. Oo. Ngayon, ang tanong ko ganito. Napakasimple na ang tanong ko. Alright? does the World Health Organization aware of these excess deaths that happened in the Philippines during the pandemic time? That's my question. And the very people that should make them aware of that are, of course, the Filipino delegation, who are participants. You are not just observers. You are participants. Therefore, you have the right to speak for the Philippines. For the Philippines. Am I right? You have the right to speak for the Philippines. Am I right? Yes or no? All right. So therefore, you are not just there to make amendments. You are there to make them aware of what has happened in this country during the pandemic period.
Okay, thank you so much. Medyo puso mo. Kasi siya ang committee ng on human rights, no? And there are claims, no? A lot of groups are writing us a letter asking the justice on them because in their allegation, their rights have been violated. You are a lawyer, attorney, and we all know that it was an extraordinary thing that happened during the COVID-19 pandemic. We were all caught. Surprisingly, di ba? Because hindi natin alam ano nga Nobel nga eh. But come to think of it, yung pandemic nangyayari yan 50 years. 100 years, ang last na nalalaman natin yung flu, di ba? Spanish flu. Oh. Tapos ngayon, sasabihin nila, TED, WHO, prepare for the next pandemic. Prepare for the next virus. As if they are already conditioning the minds of our people in the whole world that a next pandemic is about to come. And that's the reason why the period of amendments were reduced from 18 months to 10 months. And the period of ratification from 2 years to 1 year. Kasi they wanted to, paikliin eh. Tapos, ayan na naman, sinabi ni Biden, prepare for the next virus. Di ba? And a lot of those people on the global elites are saying that ayan na, meron na. At tayo naman, na-amend na yung international health regulation, okay na yung amendment, so tapos na yun. So ngayon, ratification na ng pandemic treaty ang kanilang tinatrabaho para na sa ganun, meron ng protocol on the next pandemic. We, in the Congress, we just have to be prepared. Especially kapag yung human rights na ang nababiolate. For example, yung lockdowns, di ba? Forced vaccination. We don't want that to happen again. Okay yung mga taong gusto magpabaksin. Ay, halimbawa, pupunta ka ng mga malls, pupunta ka ng school, hindi ka bibigyan ng vaccine. We know the rights of those vaccinated. Ako, vaccinated ako. Gusto ko, syempre, lahat ng mga kasama ko, vaccinated din. But their rights to their own health is their prerogative. Problema nila yun. Hindi na natin problema yun. So, don't force our people to get vaccinated. Sana. Diba? So, the government should create a new protocol that will protect both rights.